Hey everyone. So for the friendship assignment, there is a friend that I have that I've been pretty close with, but over the last few months, because of a tremendous amount of schoolwork and her working schedule, it's been pretty crazy. I know that she had recently been going through some really kind of tough relationship stuff. And because I had two, I thought that this would be a good opportunity to reconnect and to just kind of catch up with life, but at the same token, focusing on what I talked about in the last video, what I thought is the basis of friendship, which is vulnerability. And through vulnerability, we're able to create connection and community. And through connection and community, we're able to experience the shalom of God together. I also was trying to pay attention for some specific places where I could kind of connect with her situation and maybe offer some prayer or some kind of guidance. And then I decided that I also, because I believe that friendship and connection comes through vulnerability, I also decided to open up and share some of the stuff in my life that had been going on lately as well too. So the situation was, we actually went out for coffee at one of our places, because everybody knows that the shalom of God comes through a good coffee house and an amazing cup of coffee. So, or maybe that's my subjective opinion. So we sat around, and as she talked and as she communicated what was going on in her life, I just really got the sense that she'd been really wrestling and struggling with some identity stuff going on, and figuring out who she was and all that kind of stuff. She really had struggled with a prior relationship, and it really kind of it became very clear that it was really hard on her. She had ended the relationship, but trying to figure out why she was in it in the first place, and her relational patterns and stuff like that was just really rough on her. And so there was one point where she was talking about how bad she had been feeling, and kind of in I guess you could call it a discerning moment. I told her that, the situation that she was in, I would be more concerned if she wasn't feeling anything at all versus feeling bad. And that really seemed to kind of speak to her, because she, kind of perked up a little bit, and we kind of talked about, the whole situation. I'm sorry I'm being kind of vague, just because of the information that was shared. I didn't want to go into detail. But the point was, I was really trying hard to connect with what the Spirit was trying to lead me to share with her as she was sharing her story. And then for a while, I shared a little bit of my story, and she also provided support. And like I said before, I really think that that's the crux of deep, intentional community, is the willingness to be vulnerable with each other, to let down the walls and to let another person in. Not just in the romantic relationships that we have, but in the Christian fellowship that we share in as well too. She and I also talked a little bit about community and what that means, and how that connects with, and I think that we may even be trying to start an intentional community with some other people here sometime soon. So there was a lot of really cool stuff that came from this reconnection. So that's my story for the week.